Greetings, y'all, and welcome. This is Coach Veronica Marie, and I am an emotional wellness coach, among other things. I'm here to help you deal with judgmental people and strong opinions. You can use this at any time of the year, but I want to give this especially during the holidays. During the holidays, a lot of people are meeting that don't usually spend time together. And so they're bringing opinions and ideas and perceptions, and they're all coming together, and nobody really knows how to deal with it because nobody is practicing on a daily basis how to deal with it. So a few times a year, families get together and people get triggered, aggravated, and drained. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking you probably want to have a better experience, especially when you know that you're going over to your family's house or they're coming over. But let me tell you this, if you have a problem with this on holidays, right, and family gatherings, you probably have an issue with this in your life in general. And I want to help you, especially empaths. If you consider yourself to be an empath, thank you for liking the live. That lets me know that you can hear me. Thank you. If you are an empath and you're used to absorbing, this is for you. If you get drained by people with strong opinions, you don't know what to do, your boundaries don't work, they used to work, maybe they don't work now, or they never did work, then I want to equip you. So one of the things I noticed that all people who don't deal well with family members during the holiday season is they have a habit of attaching meaning to other people's opinions. They have a habit of attaching meanings to other people's opinions. And those meanings are really based upon their own conditioning. They don't understand that the pain that they're experiencing is coming from their own mind, their own belief systems. Right? So that's the first. What does that look like? That looks like meanings or interpretations, we can call them. Like, they're so disrespectful. They disrespected me. They don't care about me. They don't like me, right? And then you also judge them. They're nosy, they're aggravating, they're gossipy, they're messy. So there's nothing inherently wrong with judgments. It's just that when the judgment is not serving you, we got to take another look at it, right? Because anyone you're calling nosy, messy, even the word judgmental, and you have to be around them, that is not a good experience. So you got to look deep within yourself and shift your meanings or your interpretations. So instead of saying, they're so judgmental and so intolerant, you can say, excuse me, everybody has their own opinion. Simple. Because that's true. Everybody has their own opinion. Even you do. So there's nothing wrong with the opinion. It's how you're receiving, absorbing, and interpreting the opinion. Let's say the person doesn't like your spirituality. You don't have to absorb that. Absorbing it means you turn that into a meaning. Um, you begin to care about it and highly regard it, even though you don't want to. If the person is against your spirituality, Ashe, it's okay. We live in a world with diverse human beings, and all of us have a right to have a preference to something and not to other things. Just because it's you doesn't mean they automatically should start liking and accepting it. If they don't like it, if they don't accept it, okay. Similarly, you may not like their spirituality and the way that they express their opinion towards you, right? So instead of clinging and holding tightly to your points of offense, right? Through your meanings, create another meaning. This just means we're free. We live in a free country where we can freely express ourselves. Now, that means you have to learn how to detach from your own meaning. A lot of people are trying to detach from what others are saying. And that doesn't work really well because you inevitably hear it. Either you hear it because they're saying it, you hear it because it's coming back to you through someone else, or you already know what they're probably thinking because they've said it before. So you hear it in your own mind. So trying to detach from what they're saying and ignore it or not pay attention to it, that is not effective. But it is a coping mechanism for people who don't know any better. It's not effective. You have to detach from your meanings. Why is it so meaningful to you when they express their opinions? Why is it so meaningful that they agree with you or at least keep it to yourself? What in you feels so threatened by their opinion? And somebody, I could hear somebody right away going, "Oh no, I'm not threatened." Well, you do feel a threat when you get stressed out because someone else is sharing their opinion. You get triggered. You begin to move in negative emotions. You don't like it. I'm going to tell you what to do with those emotions, but let's break it down. Okay. There's something in you being triggered, some negative experience because there is a threat. It's stressful. You wish they would stop. They don't want to stop. They keep sharing it. You don't bring it up. They keep bringing it up. You don't know what to do. You feel stressed out. So some people may react by trying to ask the person to stop. Could you not say that? Well, the problem is that if a person is unconscious, they're going to say it again. Let's be realistic. The other thing is you are acting to try and control someone else's voice and someone else's opinion simply because you don't like it. That is not creating your reality because it's dependent on whether or not they agree. I would say that's taking a powerless stance. Now, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with asking them to stop, but the issue is during these holiday seasons, you're around some very verbose and opinionated people who probably won't stop. You probably asked them already. Think about it. Okay. So, what can you do? You got to detach from the meaning you have attributed to what they say. You have to detach from this idea that what they're saying is stressful and threatening to your existence, really to your ego identity. Let's break this down because it's your identity that's very fragile. And so when you hear people coming against it, you start bounding up, you start contracting, you start trying to block it because it hurts, right? Well, you need some identity strengthening, and I'm trying to help you strengthen your identity with what I'm saying. Detach from your own meanings. When you identify with what something means, then when you hit the meaning, you're going to feel hurt. You're going to have to detach from the ideas that you have. You are not your ideas. You have your ideas. So when someone is rejecting an idea, they're not rejecting you. When someone is expressing something contrary to an idea, they're not contradicting you. You have to detach from the strong commitment to identifying with your ideas and your opinions. So, number one, you're going to have to detach from your meanings, create some other meanings, create truthful meanings, right? That don't villainize other people or judge them, or otherwise you're in the same energy they're in, right? So again, an example of that is I live in a world with different people who have different opinions and different personalities, and we can all exist, right? Secondly, detach from the ways that you highly regard what they're saying. This is all inside of you, right? So if you place this in low regard, you let it go in one ear and out the other. You take it with a grain of sand because that's not your reality, right? And you're going to have to detach from this idea of control. You want people to become or say or feel or act the way that you want them to, but you see you can't control them. That causes you to come into a powerless energy, right? You need to also stop trying to detach from what they're saying and do the things I'm telling you. Okay, so you need a stronger sense of identity. You need to detach from your commitment to identifying with your ideas. You are not your ideas. You are not your preferences. You are not your lifestyle. You have the lifestyle. You have the ideas. You have the preferences. And next year you could change those. So that's proof that that's not you. So when they're coming against ideas, you need to take a more mature stance here, right? So children get offended. Teenagers get offended because they have a fragile ego. They're still growing. They're still learning who they are. They're still coming to understand the difference between their identity and their ideas, right? And so if a person comes against their ideas or disagrees with them or has a strong opinion that is aversive to theirs, they feel attacked. They feel isolated. They feel judged, and they go into these negative emotions where they have to isolate or run, flight or fight, right? Many adults are moving in this same energy. It's time to expand. It's time to mature. We are adults, and other people can have their opinions, okay? But their opinion is not your reality. It's not your identity or anything like that. And again, when you attempt to stop someone from doing something or have them start something, you are acting in a controlling energy. And most adults won't let you control them, just like you're not being controlled by others. Okay, so you're going to have to take another approach. And that approach is everything that I'm giving you right now. Other people can have strong opinions. Okay, and if you don't take this approach, if you meet a lot of people with strong opinions, or you're with one person for a long time who has a strong opinion, what's going to happen? You're going to be drained. You're going to be irritated. You're going to be aggravated. You're going to walk away saying it's them. It is not them. It is the idea that it's time for you to grow some in this area. It's time for you to step up some. It's time for you to upgrade your thought processes because every year, every holiday, for some people, every day, you meet people with different opinions. And your soul is saying, I don't know what to do with that. I'm giving you some ideas of what you can do. Detach from your interpretations and change them. Stop trying to detach from what they're saying and detach from your way of processing what they're saying. Detach from your commitment to identifying with intangible things. Finally, acceptance, right? If you get drained by your family members, drained by other people's strong opinions, irritated, knocked off your pivot, chances are you don't know how to move in acceptance. You try to boundary everything and draw your line in the sand, and there are many situations where those kind of boundaries don't work. Right. So, what you need is acceptance. What are you going to accept? You're going to accept the fact, number one, all these things that I told you to detach from, you need to accept that, right? You need to accept that other people have their opinions and they're privy to them and they can speak about them. They have a throat, they have a tongue, they have a mind, they can speak about it, even if you don't like it, similar to how you can speak about what you want, even though other people don't like it. Right? You need to accept that their opinion is not your reality and they are free to live in their own reality, and so are you. You need to accept, here's something, that nobody can control you. A lot of adults are walking around talking about people are controlling them. People are trying to control them. Listen, if you're standing in your full power and you're doing the things that I'm mentioning here, then nobody can control you. Even if they try to apply pressure, they cannot control you. And if you don't like pressure and they keep applying it, you can change the way you think about the pressure, right? This person is applying pressure, they're being very domineering. When people are being very domineering and I don't agree, I do not highly regard what they have to say. That's an example. But when you get irritated because someone has a strong opinion or apply pressure, when you don't know how to apply what I'm saying, this is what you do. Oh my God, won't they stop? Won't they stop? They keep going. They won't stop. They won't stop. You escalate within yourself the powerlessness aspect. Now you have to avoid them. Now you have to brace against them. Now you have to tell them off and do all of these things. It's time for you to expand. So that's it. If you're listening to the replay, let me know if any of this made sense. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. If you would like one-on-one coaching, please do let me know. You can reach me on my website at veronicamarie.com. I could give you a lot more on this, but I think these are good places to start. Okay. And you really need to practice this every day. This needs to become a natural way of being for you, not just on the holidays, but every day, because we live in a whole wide world of people. It's not just you, and the world doesn't revolve around you and what you like and what you don't like, and your pain and your triggers and your past. It just doesn't. As much as I wish it did, it does not. Right? We all have to see this if we want to be healthy in the world that we live in. Again, my name is Coach Veronica Marie. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. And please do consider sharing this video.